Hi guys, this is the questions and answers video that I promised you, and I got some interesting questions that I'm happy to answer. Well, let's get started. The first one is, what's your favorite thing to make? Well, that must be new designs, design that you have in your head, you can see it. And when you see it in real life, like the physical form, and it's done and it's there, and exactly like you thought, which doesn't always happen, but when I get that, you're like, yeah, I got it. That is an amazing feeling, and that's my favorite thing to do. And that can be anything. It's not hats or clothes. So next question is, what's your personal favorite design piece? Oh, that's really hard. Really hard to pick one. I love to make hats and dresses, large ball gowns, costumes, you name it. It's hard to pick one. But I really like the dragon head Fascinator ones that you clip on and heads go like that. I was very, very happy when I developed that one. But that's what I think of now, but I'm sure, no, hang on, that would be my favorite and so on. I can't really pick because it's all in the mood, and soon I will design something else and that will be my favorite for a bit, and so on and so forth. Anyway, next one. How long have you been sewing, embroidering and airbrushing? Oh, that's like three in one there. Sewing I've been doing since I was 13, so that's 24-ish years now. Embroidering, machine embroidering, I've done for the last 10 years. And airbrushing I've done back and forth for the last 12 years or so now, I think. I did regular embroidery when I was 13, I think, because I couldn't afford a band t-shirt. So in school, in sewing class, I was so far, so I got to do some overtime work. So I embroidered the big S from Sepultura t-shirt, the big yellow S, and I embroidered their logo. It's a big thrash band, which I was a big fan of when I was 13. So yeah, that was my first take on embroidery, and then it took about 20 years. No, not really, but it took a long time, and then I started embroidery again, which is quite a fun connection, I think. Okay, next one. What kind of work would you like to do that you haven't done yet? I would love to be the main designer of large film or TV or theatre, musical production. Like, really design everything and make it my vision of that. As a designer, that would be awesome. I would love to do something like that. Next one. What other kinds of jobs have you had? Well, I've been a phone salesman, I've been a cleaner, I've been a home care service for the elderly. Like, you go home to them, make sure they've eaten and everything is clean, and just take care of them, but they have their own flats and in their home, just making sure they're okay. I've been a web designer, graphic designer, still I am. Now substitute teacher, which I am now and then. I've had courses in kids theatre, stuff like that. A lot of kids recently or lately, which I never thought I would do, but you never know where you're gonna end up sometimes. Okay, next one. What started Veil Visions? Well, I always been designing. I always make my own designs, because I have really thin hair, not this, because this is finely extensions, so I'm really happy with that. You can see, I mentioned them in my other video that I will upload at the same time as this one. But anyway, I invented my hats and veils and hair clips and so on because I have so thin hair, typical Scandinavian hair, which is really thin and fine. It's like baby hair, so you can't do much with it. You can't like do cool hairstyles and stuff, so I invented stuff to go in it so I could do that. And after a while people say, oh, you should really make and sell this, because they thought many people would like it, and they're right. So thank you. You know who you are. But yeah, I had been doing that now and then for some time, but not as a business, not as a brand. And then 10 years ago I moved to London and I met a guy there, and he bought me my first embroidery machine, and it kind of took off from there. It just opened up a whole new world to me, what I can do, like all the designs. I was like, oh my god, I can do this and this and this, which was like a whole new tool. And I've used the embroidery machine like I don't think anyone really has. So that's how I started. Next one, where do you find inspiration for your designs? Well, I have to sound quite cliche. It's nature, it's other people's outfits, it's films, movies, art, and of course music. It's like, and sometimes it just comes to me like, that would look really cool. And sometimes you can just look at a shape of a tree and it's like, that would be a cool headdress or for that kind of outfit. So it just comes to you, really. And what education do you have? Do you go to any designer schools? Or did you go to any designer schools? Not really. I have basic school education, elementary school, and some high school with textile sewing, so I learned like pattern making and stuff like that, knowing the materials, different fabrics, what you can do with it, how you should treat it, and so on. And that's why I started to sew more seriously, because I started to develop my personal style as well. And I didn't have the money to buy them, so buy the clothes or accessories that I wanted. So I had to make them, or make some kind. But I couldn't do exactly what I wanted, because it took time to know what's in your head. It takes time to know how to make it reality. It's just a training. Everybody can do it, I think. And so that's how I started. And as I said, my hair is very thin, and I designed a lot of accessories to fill it out. But education is not really. I've taken like small short courses in like corsets and crinolines, more sewing classes, more like details, like doing collars on shirts, cuffs on shirts again, zippers on jeans. Like those are the more complicated details you can really do to make them proper. I would like to go and take a few more courses, like do more like historical, but they don't seem far from what I have done. But it always takes time. You can't. When you have a teacher there, they will show you straight away and then you will know, rather than download something from the internet and then try to figure out for yourself. You will spend much more time to do it. So it is worth it, even though I very seldom can afford courses like that. The same with airbrushing, which has been a big passion of mine since I was like 16, since I saw H.R. Geiger's artwork or Boris Vallejo's artwork. So I always been fascinated by airbrushing. And I didn't really go to a proper course till about a year and a half ago, but that was because of funding. And what I learned in those 3.5 days, I couldn't have learned in 10 years on my own, even though you have internet and all that. But he could point out, do this and do that, and same comes with almost any craft, I would say. So it is worth. Teachers are very valuable, and me as a substitute teacher, I must say I'm not really a teacher. Just because you have a skill doesn't mean you know how to teach others, but I'm hoping to learn that, because if I can teach others, that would be great. Yeah, that's all the questions I had, and I took off a bit there, but I hope you enjoyed my answers, and if you have any more questions, I will be happy to do this kind of video again. So just comment below your questions, and I will do another video later. I hope you have a good night.